The U.S. president tweeted that he is staying in the White House as he remains at loggerheads with Democrats over his border wall. By David Mercer, news reporter. Donald Trump says he has canceled plans to spend Christmas at his Florida resort in order to deal with the partial U.S. government shutdown. The U.S. president tweeted that he was staying in the White House as it emerged the federal government is expected to remain partially closed beyond Christmas Day. The partial shutdown comes after he demanded $5 billion, £4 billion, to build a wall along the U.S. border with Mexico, but Republicans in the Senate failed to secure the votes needed to approve the federal funds. The disruption has affected many government operations and the routines of 800,000 federal employees. Roughly 420,000 workers were deemed essential and were expected to work unpaid, while an additional 380,000 were to be furloughed, meaning they will stay home without pay. Mr. Trump had been scheduled to travel to his Mar-a-Lago resort with his family for the end-of-year holidays. U.S. First Lady Melania Trump was flying back to Washington to be with her husband. On Saturday, Mr. Trump was hit by yet another resignation after the top U.S. official in the fight against Islamic State quit over the president's decision to withdraw American troops from Syria. Brett McGurk resigned as U.S. Special Envoy for the Global Coalition to defeat IS, saying it was reckless to consider the terror group defeated and bring American forces home. He follows U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, who also announced he was leaving his post after clashing with the president over the issue. In a series of posts on Twitter, Mr. Trump suggested Mr. McGurk was a grandstander for quitting now when he was already due to leave in February. Brett McGurk, who I do not know, was appointed by President Obama in 2015, Mr. Trump tweeted. Was supposed to leave in February, but he just resigned prior to leaving. Grandstander? Was supposed to leave in February, but he just resigned prior to leaving. Grandstander? The fake news is making such a big deal about this nothing event. Mr. Trump also claimed he had given Jim Mattis a second chance after the ex-defense secretary was ingloriously fired as head of U.S. Central Command by Mr. Obama in 2013. Some thought I shouldn't, I thought I should, Mr. Trump said. Interesting relationship, but I also gave all of the resources that he never really had.